Hey fam, long time no see. I know, lots been going on with work, with my 9 to 5, but I'm back, and I'm happy to welcome you to a first of many cocktails with TJ. And today's cocktail is going to be a mojito, and this is one of my favorite drinks, of course. A lot of people, I know a lot of people that like the drink, so I'm going to be making it here. And while I'm making it, I'm going to be talking about something that's been kind of like trending right now. It's called the term called Nepo Babies, which has basically been synonymous to a lot of celebrities' children, those that are coming up in the business, those that have made their mark and continue to make their mark in the business. Um, it's an interesting term, but to me it sounds a little scientific. So I like to call them legacy kids, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But let me just break down this drink here for you. So the mojito basically is a rum drink, and it's lime. It involves lime, and it's very. It's got like a. It has mint leaves in it. So I used to joke about how like it's the best of both worlds. Like, you know, gives you a nice buzz, still keeps your breath minty fresh. But I know it's corny and whatever. But anyway, so what I am using is Bacardi Lime. So it's Bacardi Lime Rum. So it's 2 shots of this. Um, it would be a shot of lime juice. Now you can use the real lime, the 100% lime juice. I like to use the Roses Lime cordial. It's really good. Actually, this is actually how this got started. This came into my life. I used to work in a bar with my mom, and I used to get the Bacardi Light Rum, just a plain old Bacardi Light Rum with Sprite and a little bit of the Roses Lime. But this is excellent. I definitely recommend this for just about anything. You can put it in your tea. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like the taste of it. Even if you just want the Sprite, you want a little extra lime flavor into it, definitely use that. And you would get like it's like a quarter shot of the sugar syrup here. Now this is Master, says Master of Mixes. This is a really good brand. They also have they have it available in grenadine too, which isn't too bad. Um, but definitely use the simple syrup. And of course, you would top it with some club soda, or you can use tonic water. So, you know, Canada Dry, I got this, and it comes with a little hint of lime, so it kind of like keeps the theme of the lime taste. And of course, you cannot forget the mint leaves. So, what we're going to start doing first, like when you put the mint leaves in, so I'm going to use a nice little tumbler glass, or Collins glass. Some people call it a Collins glass. So you put the mint leaves in there. And I'm using this muddler, which is part of this bar set behind me. I got it from Amazon. The link is available for this product in the description below. So you use the muddler, and you would just like muddle the mint leaves, and this lets off like a like a mist, I guess, to add the flavor into it and everything. So it's really cool. And of course, I want to say you can do it at your own discretion as to how long you want to muddle the mint leaves. But I would imagine that the more you do it, the more of the flavor of it that you would have in there. So, Nepo Babies. I couldn't even tell you exactly when this happened, how it just came to be. Me personally, like I said, I'd like to call them legacy kids because you're adding on to the legacy of the family. You know what I mean? You're making your mark, you're doing your thing, and it's really good. But I think that term kind of adds fuel to the fire to people that are to some of those people that may not be happy in their lives, and they're looking at someone and saying like, oh well, they got it because of who their mother is, or they got it because of their father is, or who their parents are, things of that nature. Which, by the way, obviously is just, to me, not really fair. Because 9 times out of 10, there are some, believe it or not, there are some celebrities who would rather that their children not be a part of this industry, you know. But I mean, on one hand, it's understandable, and then on the other hand, if that's all that that child knows and they're familiar with it, and they kind of know the ins and outs of it, why not, right? But if you have those supportive parents, and it's like, you know, this is what's going to happen, at least let me help you navigate, so that you're not being used or being taken advantage of because of who I am. One person that comes to mind right at the moment is Tori Spelling. The story is that she auditioned for 90210 without her father knowing, even though the people that were that were conducting the auditions knew who she was. Um, but still, you know, she went on to be Donna Martin for 10 years. And it seemed to have worked out well for her, you know. Don't forget the crushed ice. This helps with the Ninja blender. The little bitty one, the one, you know, the little stuff when you put your little smoothies in and stuff like that. But I digress. So, you have these people, some of them, like, unless I would say the parents themselves make it aware of who some of the kids are, like, you know, well, you know, so and so was in that movie, that was my son or that was my daughter, type deal. And then it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. That's how. No, that person worked hard. That person went through the reins and did what they needed to do. And who knows, the parents themselves probably put them through something rigorous to make sure, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. And, it's half full. So it's, I mean, so what? Honestly, why do you care? You know? And then another thing that sparked this was, like, I was looking at this video, this, like, top 10, I believe, top 10, top 20 list of Nepo babies that deserve their fame. It was on Ms. Mojo, which is part of the Watch Mojo franchise on YouTube. And I just feel that maybe that's what they wanted to do. Not every celebrity child is in the industry, otherwise it'd be flooded. There were people that I didn't even know were the offspring, if you will, of a celebrity, like Billie Lourd, for instance. I did not know that she was Carrie Fisher's daughter until after the fact. And I love Billie. I think she's, like, one of the coolest people right now in the industry. I took notice of her as one of the sorority girls in the Ryan Murphy show, Screen Queens on Fox. Excellent. I just loved the character's demeanor, and I thought she was, like, really cool, straight-laced. And then to see her become a part of the Ryan Murphy family, being in American Horror Story, and, you know, she even worked alongside her mom, paying homage to her mother with the infamous Princess Leia hairdo in Star Wars, you know. But it was, to me, I just loved it. And I thought it was great. And then, you know, personally, it's all about just seeing what that person is capable of, you know. And you could actually tell if it's one of those things where they're living up. A lot of people say, like, you know, I hope you live up to that name, and I hope you live up to what your parents did, or this and that and the third. There's pressure involved, and it's not fair. I mean, you're upset because maybe I think that maybe a lot of people that are hating on that maybe feel like deep down they're not capable of achieving those goals. I don't know. You know? But so what? It doesn't even stop. Honestly, it really doesn't even stop at celebrities. It could be like a corporation. Your father's the CEO of this company, or your mom created this company from the ground up. Or for that matter, your great grandfather or your great grandmother created an empire. And for the fact that you have that name, they think it's easy. Believe it or not, I don't think it is. At least not for some. You know, especially if your parent is of a high caliber, that's a lot to deal with. You know, and it's almost as if to say it's like it's a heavy burden. And it's not just with the kids. It could be also with your siblings. Take the Jacksons, for instance. The Jacksons were an iconic group starting back to the 60s, dating back to the 60s. And the front man of the Jacksons was not even a man at the time. Michael became an icon before he turned 14. Whether people want to sit there and admit that or not. And he took it and ran with it and moonwalked his way into legendary status. To me, one of the coldest things that he did, smoothest things rather, that he did, he performed a non-Motown song on at a ceremony that involved the celebration of 25 years of Motown Records, knowing full well that millions and millions of people were going to see this go down, especially knowing that the Jackson 5 were going to come back and they're bringing Randy on the stage. So they do their medley, they leave, Michael sits there. Michael stands there and talks about how it was great to sing with his brothers again, including Jermaine. Such shade. But anyway, I love that moment, by the way. Not long after that happened, Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. It set a precedent. It won 8 Grammys. It won several American Music Awards. Or top it with a little mint sprig there. And voila. Mojito. Yum, yum, yum. This is definitely worth it after a long week of work, I gotta tell you. But anyway, and it basically catapulted him to the stratosphere of stardom. Now, in regards to his other brothers, I would say everybody but Tito made strides in becoming a solo artist. Now, it's not to say that Tito is not, because he is now. He finally, like a few years back, he finally released an album, a solo album. But he had been touring and playing you know, concerts, performing in concerts, and he went along, from what I saw in some clips here and there, some videos here and there that I came across on YouTube. Um, it was like, you know, kind of like a bluesy type vibe, and he would still play some Jackson's music, but it was mostly like, you know, kind of like a bluesy vibe, and it was, I mean, it was kick ass. But you know, Tito is a great guitar player. Um, I would say that outside of that situation, Jermaine came close, but I think he, and this is just my opinion, I just think he was a little jagged about it, you know. Um, I think he was just a little jagged about it in regards to, I don't know if he, I don't think he was trying to reach the same level of stardom as Michael had, but maybe more or less to show that he could be great with it too. You know, he could, like, he's more than just Michael's big brother, because Janet damn sure made it known that she was more than Michael's little sister, and she is still going strong. She is still commanding the stage, bringing on a random person up there to just blow their minds out. um, but yeah, I mean, I just feel it's not necessarily. I don't think that it's easy, or it's as easy as you make it out to be for you. You have it work out for you. You know, if you have that supportive family, if you have that supportive parent, you know, they're gonna make sure that you're not being undermined or used or ridiculed. Um, I I don't know. I look at it from a standpoint that, look how successful they are in their own right. Now, in some cases, maybe their parents helped them along the way or put them in that direction of doing what they're doing now. But I wouldn't say that it was like, oh, well, they got it because of this or they got it because of that. Because that's just like saying he got into Harvard because his his dad bought, you know, built a library there or something, donated to whatever. It's not just with celebrities, it's the full gamut. And if you work it out right and you don't take advantage of the name, and there are people that would take advantage of the name. These are the do you know who my parents are people. But everybody handles it in their own way. But I'm not too keen on the Nepo baby thing. It sounds scientific. It sounds medical. I mean, they're a legacy kid. That's how I look at it. They're part of a legacy. They're adding on to their family's legacy. And I don't know. It's good to see that there are people, that there are those that um, that have followed into their family's footsteps and made their own marks in the world with it. And unfortunately, there are some that may have tarnished it. But I like to try to look at those that have succeeded or came out of a dark space and prevailed from it, succeeded, and built something of their own. Um, and with that, it's all about what it's all about you, and if you want to do that, if you want to make that happen, if you're going to allow society and public opinion run how you live your life, then maybe you're not as strong as you think you are. But if you can take that, use that, turn that around, and show them, I am more than what you think I am, then you're a winner. Or you've succeeded, rather. I would like, you've beat the odds. At the end of the day, though, we're all human. I just find that interesting, too. Like, how is it that you become a celebrity and all of a sudden your blood is no longer red? You know what I mean? They're just in a different tax bracket than a lot of us are. You know? I don't know. As I say in my blog all the time, that's my opinion and everybody's entitled to one. I'm just not a big fan of that term. Like, somebody made a comment when Jamie Lee Curtis got her Oscar. Somebody made a comment that the only reason why she got it was because of who her parents were. If that's the case, she probably should have gotten at least 2, maybe 3 other Oscars. If that's the reason. But, everybody has their opinion, everybody has their feelings. I just feel like this is just adding more to what insecure people are going to be talking to them about. And God forbid if something horrendous happens to any of them. Those that are at a high point in their career, high point in their life, one little thing happens, that person's going to feel much better about themselves. Well, it couldn't be me. I'm glad it wasn't me. But what do you expect? Stupid stuff. I don't know. But this is just my first one. So I guess it's like I'm trying to just find my niche with this one. But I'm definitely going to do more of these. And I do plan on having like somebody here with me. So maybe to go for longer, possibly. And eventually go live. That way I can have you all, we all make the drink together and we can all, have a little sip, have a little conversation and, just chill and, have a good time with all of it. I do want to make mention though that I did put in a new entry not too long ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago, for the show Black Mirror, which is going to be coming back to Netflix next week. And the piece is basically about the announcement of that and who's going to be the new cast. If you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It is on the site on YouTube, and it looks like it's going to be another great set of episodes. This is series 6 of the show Black Mirror, and the piece that I put together is presents some of the episodes that I loved so far in the series. That a few of them I have watched on repeat, but it's definitely like one of those things where it's like a who's who type deal, and it's really, really awesome. The writing is great, the acting is great, and the imagery, as far as like, I'm wondering if they're gonna continue on with the theme of tech, because to me with Black Mirror, even though it's an anthology series and it's like these are just all separate stories, there is a common denominator, and that's technology. And this particular form of technology is based out of one company, and it just makes you wonder, what would happen if things got to the point of basically like nosedive, for instance, where your life is like you're at a point in your life where you don't think that your life is meaningful enough unless you get the likes on social media, unless you get a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of followers on social media. Like, you don't feel relevant, or you don't feel like you exist unless you get 20 billion followers on social media, and you have your group of people. You know what I mean? Um, but it's a lot. It's really interesting how these stories are played out, and how um, you might want to ask yourself, what would I do if I was, like you would think, like, I wonder what I would have done in that situation, or could there be another way to rectify something that's happening on the show, to some of these episodes. Not all of them are serious. There are some fun episodes, like San Junipero. I think it's fun because of, without having given so much of a, I would say it's for nostalgic purposes. I find that to be a fun episode because it provides a lot of nostalgia. So that's something you definitely want to check out. Um, Striking Vipers is definitely one. It is another one that I've made mention of that has actually it has, I believe, 3 members of comic book franchises. So be it DC or MCU. So you'd have to decipher that for yourself, which ones these individuals are a part of. But it's definitely something where it's not necessarily one where you have to watch from beginning to end. You can, the episodes that I make mention of are ones that I recommend. Kind of like give yourself an idea of what the show is about. What type of stories that they present to you, and for those that I would say, like I said in the article, if you like shows like The Twilight Zone, American Horror Story, The Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side, Black Mirror is definitely in that realm. It's awesome. It is great, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for it to come back next week. Definitely give it a check out. The link to that blog entry is in the description, as well as all my links to my social media. I consider this, I guess, like a rough draft. Definitely something for me to look over and check out. But it's been fun. I enjoyed making the drink. I'm gonna try to figure out how to make it a little bit more where it's like presentable to everybody, where you can see it. But I hope that I did okay for my first shot, and I just hope everybody's being safe right now with the smoke coming from the Canadian fires. Thankfully, I haven't really been affected by it. It's not much. It's very mild here where I am. I know that I have friends that are further onto the East Coast that have been affected by it a little bit more. And I've been checking in with them. So far, so good. Everybody's been doing great. Outside of that, I just hope that everyone is continuing to be safe. Try to find any bit of happiness. Hold on to that as long as you can. Be kind to one another, of course. And, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any drink suggestions, let me know. I'd be happy to, I'll try just about anything once, just about. I have come across some drinks where it's like, depending on one particular ingredient, I just will not do it. But but that's just my own personal preference. But I could check it out, and I would definitely look into it, and have a little bit more. Like with every drink, it'll be a topic, not necessarily like in relation, because obviously talking about nepotism, children, be it celebrities or whatnot, it's just not associated with a mojito. But that was just my idea, to just have like a drink and just conversate and talk about certain situations, things like that. But it's my first try. I do feel that over time it's gonna be like butter. But yeah, so I guess that's it for right now. Um, I will actually, once I get another drink going, because I have plenty of mixology books, so it's definitely something I always try to find something really cool online as far as like a drink or something like that, and just give it a shot of my own. And yeah, this was cool. This was fun. I was really looking forward to it, and I'm really happy with everything. So yeah. So like I said, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, share the link, spread the word, and I hope you all have a fun-filled, safe weekend. Much love, and thank you so much for taking the time to check this out.